TH 对上 Team Liquid。TH 现在除了26岁的队长 Wo， 还有刚过20岁生日的前堡垒职业选手 Benji Fish 外，其他3位队员 Mini Boo、Rians 和 Wo0t 都是刚满18岁的超级新人，可说是特战目前组成最年轻的队伍了。虽然年轻，但是他们配合的超级好。最特别的是 TH 的战术每次看似相同，却都有点不同。等等就知道我在说什么了。这场一定要看到最后，因为这场对战有诅咒，同样的事情一直在重复发生。
Problematic now. Losing a player before you get into the retake is always going to be tough. Again, though, this player in the corner is caught. Flash a little bit delayed, but yoru.P's doing well. He looks like the retake king. The problem is his teammates falling all around him. Benji with a late lurk through the back, and now Mystic. Again, looked solid last week, but winning from here is going to be pretty damn tough. Nobody peeking. Cam even thrown out late into the round just to make sure that he can't be defusing. And in the end, he's just going to try and fade away, but Benji is waiting. Clinical.
It comes along with defusing. Now, the spike is out in a bit of a corner that does give a wider angle to work with. Nice thrash through. Player in the corner detained, but Riens goes in for 3. The defuse is only half, and that's not.
For the side of Heretics to buy up again.
I'm out of here.
Quick dash in. That was almost a chance. Mystic is down as quick as you like, and you know, it's ambitious. I'll always applaud players taking outside the box a little bit, but well, Miniboo's not going to be caught off by that. This is a big round to risk those kind of plays in, Tom. Somewhere Team Liquid come in already. Man disadvantage and low HP on Enzo, and yoru.P down. But they had rifles. They had their economy on its last legs, and wow, what a strange way to approach the early round. Huge play, but it didn't work. This time, though, doubling up. Not going to have the paranoia to work with off rip, but it's sent in a little bit later.
It's the same result.
Yeah, exactly the same thing occurs. One player dead for Team Liquid.
Sometimes there's nothing you can do. Again, though, like, just think about how many openings. I think I can think of one opening kill that has gone the way of Team Liquid. They have 2 rounds on the board. It really isn't going well for them, and they're going to have to try and play from a deficit again, with a lot of their utility already gone. It's only really Enzo that has anything left.
Decent wall bang by Mystic. He had all of that utility used from Heretics to clear this site and confirm that wasn't being spotted from, but spams through the smoke. Ultimately, will claim the kills, and the emerging from the cage. They are all caught. More players in the A side, Tom. They do this time, but it's
you might as well. An immediate paranoia, though. It's going to slow down Miniboo. Result still the same. At this time, you can kind of forgive it a little bit more because it's just against pistols, but he's not losing this fight. You can put as many people in his way as you want. Miniboo goes elbow, Miniboo gets kill.
It's insane. Let's see what the adjustments are.
4 again.
It's still 4 players on A. Can they deal with Miniboo this time? Surely
there
they can. There it is! Opening pick for Team Liquid. Hunter's Fury chasing them down, and it's traded out. Flash is good. Turn the player's eyes away for a moment, and that is a disaster. If Miniboo dies, we go there without him, and we trade him out. And it's worked, and that first kill, beautiful, like, sure, but...
The Hunter's Fury definitely made things more disjointed, but it's this in the... There's 2 players behind, yeah. And no one was looking in that direction, and so there had to be something there. And unfortunately, that was the part that failed. They're still going this way.
And he's blinded and eventually taken down. Kiko's having a rough day. Let's hope it warms. Well, never mind. He's not going to warm up now. Lying dead and cold on the floor. So is everyone else. Again, they've killed Miniboo, and it's just been overrun. yoru.P, he's got to get out. Oh, there's a shock dart kill to even up the numbers. It might even be winnable with the shot through the smoke. Wo0t down and out, but no return.
And it's solo. It's the solo play. Nats tries to chase down that kill and instead ends up giving another 1v1. That timer is going to start ticking down. They know it as well as we do that he's going to be towards that spike. Boo almost giving things away, but it doesn't matter. He wins the duel anyway. A 10-2 half. Position that's definitely winnable. They need this pistol.
That they absolutely do. The aggression hasn't worked out with Kiko falling as well. Down goes Nats, and like dominoes, these players one by one. Starts with the first, and now we're left with the last. Just Mystic, 1 versus 3, spamming through his smoke, but those bullets come right back at him. And the defuse is in with a force by almost inevitable.
Wo has 17 assists now. Like, it's just going up and up. Like,
they were thinking about re-aggressing. They've decided not to. And they'll just keep, oh no, now the re-aggression is coming in off the paranoia. They see nothing. This could be where the trap is finally sprung with much patience. but not much reward. Okay, Nats gets 2, but look how low those players are that remain. And at 11-2, we're not talking about damage. You gotta win the round. You have to pull this back from this position, and okay, Enzo does well to drop Rienz, but still 2 more to go. Still the spike to be planted.
Well, these two as well are the safe pair of hands, aren't they? There's Boo and Benji. You can't see them making mistakes. I don't think he has anywhere near enough time to run to the B side. He's just trying to clear some of these positions, but in the meantime, they're aggressing. It's a little bit disjointed, but it doesn't even matter.
Not even rifles to play with, just the one. Big play needed by Enzo. Big mistake needed by Team Heretics, and it's not going to happen. The first is found. Elbow spotted, taken down. Now 4v1 with 25 HP, and the last shot finally finds its mark on the Harbor. Didn't have a great debut here, but we've heard a lot of good things about it in scrims and in compositions. This is a tactic they've practiced. Enzo's been isolated with a spike. The rest of the team had teleported, and the man left behind had the most important piece of the puzzle. Rienz is left behind to watch this, and so a bit of a challenge for him. Already, though, they've caught the player up in the air. Looks like Kiko will hold on to life, but the rest of Team Liquid are the ones that are falling before Kiko gets isolated. And sure, they've got the spike back, and they can run it over to A. But look, Tom, with 4 players alive, they've already got someone waiting. Benji just around the corner with 14 seconds left. That should be the round cemented. In fact, if Mystic won this one, we would have to take him off the stage.
Worry I have. It's not even down to whether or not Heretics are going to play to looking like another scenario where Heretics could just work off their advantages, but that fight has given things back into a winnable occasion. And very passive holds as well. It does make it a little bit easier though for them to isolate one of these fights. The spam isn't really going to be the bigger problem for Heretics here. It's mainly those after plants in terms of utility, and there's still snake bites to go. Nats, though, is left all on his lonesome, and he's just sticking that defuse all the way. He's managed to just get it while it was going on. You have to hope there's going to be something sent in. Are they just going to try and walk this? It's not going to be easy for him to get away with anything. In fact, it's okay, an interesting spike position. It's got caught in the wall. They should be able to retrieve it.
Floating in the air. Well, luckily no longer. It's come back down to earth. Is a big benefit for this squad, being able to hunker down on the site they expect the take to come in and then rotate later. And the push, as we can see, is on its way. The Mosh on site will force them into some awkward positions. Woot has to swing wide, but still 3 from this position, single-handedly stopping the push of Liquid.
In terms of raw ability, he's the player from the tier 2 that everyone wanted.
I think that's the call. He has to peek. He has to peek. Sure, he does, but he ain't going to lose those fights. Absolutely gorgeous. And a special shout out to Rienz as well, combining beautifully with the recon to give that extra information. Showstopper online. That's a lot to work with on the attack, and somehow Miniboo picks up the opening again. In comes the Showstopper. Will it find value to 1 blast pack left? There's a player in its sights, and Boo goes down.
Yeah, again, leveling things up. Ultimates are in a pretty decent spot for Liquid here. Could use that Viper's Pit, then get into the post bar. Instead, though, Nat's actually the furthest back. So it doesn't look like that ult's going to come into play. He's going to be able to avoid this drone, though. Rienz goes down. A huge pick that makes this much more awkward. It seems like they're also waiting for the secondary flank. Timing, though, is going to be everything. If Mystic turns around, he's got a huge opportunity here. So many players just waiting. He's immediately going to take one down, but they're there to trade. Unfortunately, goes for the high HP player. Wanted to get rid of that Thrash. Even still, though, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, because Will is just making his name heard.
Disastrous flank. This guy is ridiculous. Even gets blinded at the end. Miniboo desperately trying to get himself a kill, but you can't stop Woot. He's 12-2. And for Team Liquid, for the other dimension calling to him as he'll now go through and clear this pit. 1 spotted, 2, and he's body blocked, but he'll see 3 eventually. The shoot me comes in, but Rien's got to be careful of the decay. Be back out, and this is them cemented in their positions. Now that gate crash going into spawn has been spotted. In fact, you even have Kiko going back to spot it and kill Miniboo when he attempts it. It was a ballsy play, but one that hasn't paid off. They've got 1 less player on the site, and Rienz is 1 HP. He is decayed down and taken easily. Oh, that's an awkward spray, and Benji, he's a genius.
For 1.
For 1. He almost got more. I mean, he heard the second player.
Yeah,
I don't know how he suspected it, but then he turns and gets shot in the face. It's, you know, it is what it is.
Well, it looks like this one's going a little bit better for Liquid. being able to isolate some of these players. Wo0t is feeling confident enough to put the Seekers in. He's going to take down Mystic. This should be an impossible round, and thankfully Nats is going to make sure of it. Doesn't allow anything more. You can see how confident this guy is at the moment in the Odin spray.
Control to take. Team Liquid won't be walking into that setup though. They've gone towards the A site. Maybe we'll see that in one of the future rounds on Hookah. For now, it's a straight spam through the smoke, taking down Enzo, and leaving them without that Gecko utility for later on. As well as that, the spike will not be planted. The denial coming through as the little guy is now out of the round.
Yeah, the problem is as well, Benji has managed to reclaim Shower's control, so that's something that's going to be fought for. It's whether or not Nats actually predicts him, and that late round could be denied completely. Obviously, you want to have any utility available, although Nats doesn't have much to play with. Benji's position is perfect, and now giving them a further advantage. The aggression, he's completely blind! Just pre-fired while sprinting forward. Eventually traded out, but now it's left all on to Mystic. Needs to go huge, and again, the trades are there for Heretics. Very cool, but instead they're going to try this again. Falling back. Rian's going for some of the same pre-fires into the site, the utility to try and clear the backline. Same result, same guy. It's going to cause them problems of getting into the afterplant. That removes the easier options. Utility be sending through. This time they're going to isolate Benji though. A good adaptation from the side of Liquid to pick that man off, and Kiko starting to come alive a little bit in this round, but it could very easily fall apart. Even still though, Boo on the other side. A 1v2, he was waiting in case they TP. Now he has a long road back into the round.
He hopes he can catch them off guard, but as we can see, they're in good position. Starens, the fight has come in. A site, Mini Boo on his way through with the flash, and it's going to be Wo0t, the first to fall. He is finally dropped in a pistol. The return swings towards Liquid by a narrow margin. The low ammo catches Nats off guard. Boo, Rienz, and Benji Fishy, full control over the site, and they're tucked in to play this one together.
Mystic's going to try to isolate some of the angles. Still got Shock Dart available for Rienz. A perfect flash from young people. The trade is immediate, however, Enzo's there. You would say you have a crush on all of them.
They're just so beautiful. Every single one. Well, opening shot from Kiko. Almost no reaction in his player count, but he has managed to find one as Team Heretics close the distance, and apparently you can hip fire this weapon, but it's in the hands of Kiko, you can at least.
This to be an A hit, but now with the utility going down, Liquid are actually in a very good spot. A wraparound already coming through from Enzo. They have to run through the snakebite. Mini Boo is going to be up for that first fight. He knows that one of them is, and actually Mystic goes down. Nats now under pressure. He's managed to find one, but it all comes down to this late lurk, this late rotation coming in from Enzo. The first is free. They know exactly where he is, but he also knows the same. Showstopper should be able to make things truly problematic for them getting a plant, but the fact is, look at where Boo is. He's gone.
Crept into the shadows for a plant. It's something that they have to be worried about, and the time doesn't let them clear everything. There's the info. The first player dropped, and that could turn the tides in their favor. Enzo defusing halfway already. Is he ready for the Heaven Peak? In fact, he looked like he was going to stick it. He comes off for the fight. That Boo taken, but given right back up, and now Heretics look to do some of the same. One player spotted up top, revealed, at least by the information, by the comms, by the pings, and now Mini Boo completing the teleport on the back of the flash. Yumpy was ready, but just not quick enough, and that's the story up against a player like Mini Boo. Hitting shot after shot. In comes the decoy, it's caught one, and then the peek I thought was about to come through. Mini Boo's being very patient in this corner, had to give away his spot eventually, and he will go down for it, but it's still a 3v4. It's still a tough position for Liquid. They need a pick here and now, and there's setups on setups from Team Heretics. Actually, they've caught both on the way through. Boo now has to have a big play from up top. The spray from Wo0t is good, and he'll get more. Of course he will.
No pressure, no sweat whatsoever, and well, challenge into this Viper's pit. In fact, they're going to throw out one of their own. We've seen this round already.
Yeah, we saw it with the shoe on the other foot. Team Liquid are familiar with this setup already, picking up Rienz, but now they have to turn and face this pit. The flash is perfect. Yumpy couldn't see a thing. Kiko trying to thread the needle through, and he'll do well for one, but no chance of winning that fight up against Benji. Nats emerging from his pit at just the wrong time. From what we can see, Wo0t is on his way around. He won't spot him. The pit's concealed Nats for a moment, but up top is Mini Boo cleanly closing that out, and Wo0t finally gets his chance. Well, you know, this win would represent them getting to the league minimum playoffs possible, and playing like this, I'd say goddamn likely. Tiger goes through, Won't find too much. Hunter's Fury tagging Yuppie down to 2 with the spams as well. Barely holding on to life while the rest of his team falls. Mystic still has some life left in him though. Some HP to play with, but the players are on the way to the other side of the map. And this time, it's not stacked up by the defenders. They weren't ready for this. And even this late lurk out of Benji, it's barely a lurk. He's in his own spawn, but he knows there's a player around here. And he's ready to catch them on the rotate. Mystic goes back, but Spike is
spamming on 2 HP!
Miles away, Yumpie's down, and they're separated, they're fragmented, and they'll fall alone.
Yeah, Benji knows.
He knows.
Mystic doesn't really stand a chance. Yeah, I don't even know if he'll check this, it won't matter. Heretics, they have made it.